So there's a very strong call that it is in your interest as a business person and as a citizen to take a view on the macroeconomic issues. We've got about a half an hour to open up for questions. And I suspect the panel will take any. Just shout them out.
So, CEO of Whole Foods, John Downey, did, I think what you were suggesting, took a very strong position on the healthcare plan, but it ended up being pretty negative for his company. How would you reconcile that with what you're suggesting?
Well, it's not enough just to take a negative view on something. You've got to support something positive. And there was a bipartisan bill that would have accomplished much of what CED was promoting, which was the Wyden-Bennett bill, Ron Wyden, Oregon, Bob Bennett, Utah, with 10 Republican senators and 10 Democratic senators as co-sponsors. And George Will in the Washington Post said it's the only health care bill that could have gotten 70 votes. So what business leaders would have to do is to get behind an alternative to the health care bill that he didn't like for whatever reasons he didn't like, and I don't know the reasons he didn't like it. They might have been good, they might have been bad. But in any case, we're at the time of not just opposing things. We have to get behind things that are constructive and will actually solve this problem.
That's the question is cites one of probably two notorious examples in recent months. The other one is Target, as I'm sure you're aware. It seems to me that how you present that kind of a position can make a difference to how it's received. The column that I forget the gentleman's name. The column that he wrote, it seemed to me was, while on the one hand presenting what he believed was a positive view for healthcare, had a little bit of a sting in the tail in terms of how it was describing those who have other positions. One of the things that we have found a very hard time doing in the public square, centered in Washington, of course, has been to have conversations where people who disagree can do so without creating animosities. So part of it, I think, is a question of messaging. Part of it may be trying to avoid a partisan political tone, but rather dealing with policy in a positive way. And again, my sense was, as I read that Whole Foods column, my sense was that there was more political content than I felt comfortable with. It is going to be perilous out there. We have an ongoing effort here at CED to get business leaders to say, essentially, we understand that we are not going to get out of this hole without raising taxes. There's just no way to do it. We're willing to accept that. We understand that we're going to be paying some of those taxes. We accept that too, and besides, if our public leaders recognize that reality, we will not attempt retribution to them for doing that, for raising taxes and for raising my taxes. That's, the kind of an attitude I think that just about every citizen of this country has got to accept. Even if you're not affected by a tax increase, you'll be affected by benefit reductions. It's the costs that Rob talked about to fiscal consolidation have got to be shared in a way that is fair and that is viable. So you've highlighted a very real challenge. It is not something that it seems to me is easy to do, to handle in a way that is not going to offend anybody. But I don't see any way around taking that risk to help this society to solve what are really some very serious, potentially debilitating problems.